My name is Kamran. Yeah, born in Iran. I feel like basically till I was 30 years old, I didn't feel anything because Iran is quite like a closed container. Everybody is from Iran.
Uh-huh.
So we don't really let foreigners come to our country because we don't give them quite some easy visa, and people think it's really scary to come there. And like I never knew like such a thing exists, that we are different than the others. Because I also don't consider myself as a person in color because I don't have a black skin. So I didn't know that I am this person in color and I'm not safe to be around. And I'm like profiled differently. And I didn't know all of that. And she told me that she has a problem to come to have a conversation with me because her parents were racist. She see me as a person that she cannot come close because she's afraid, scared of me. And that really shocked me. Really like, oh my God. For a week, I didn't know what is happening, but she was truly experienced that she couldn't trust me. She couldn't come close to me. She couldn't have a conversation with me. And it's all because I look different.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look different, I'm just different with the all other men and women that they are there.
Yeah.
And I went to my loneliness and really feel into it. And then the day after, I was full of rage and I didn't know what is happening. And I wanted to really share this with the others. And I'm feeling alone, like, guys, girls, like, what is happening here? And are we? What really broke me down was like, somebody told me that they are really sorry for me, for what I've been through. I was like, yeah, this is not my experience. This is our experience. And you're living it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, since then, I'm more aware and I'm more like looking around, like what is happening around me. And I'm also aware for others, brothers and sisters, that they come in the container if they do feel safe or not.
And it's hard being the only one because it's like you have to carry this mantle that you're like, I don't want to be representative of this thing. I'm me. I want to be me here, but somehow I can't shake being the representative of an entire, whatever body of people. Like, why can't this part of me just be here and not be a thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Like, I don't like to be a thing.
Nobody likes to be a thing.
Just change my face and come to the containers as a different person, I would do that. Because I don't want to carry anything and say, hey, I'm this and I'm that and I'm a victim, or I really don't want any of this. And like, I don't want to be patronized. I don't want to tell people, hey, let's have a conversation around this. But we have to. I feel like we have to, because I feel like there is this bigger picture that we are ignoring this part because we don't want to see what is happening, because there is this invisible power that don't want to be acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
And that invisible power, the only way that it can get equal is like acknowledging it. If somebody tell me I'm not racist, I'm actually really, really keen about that.
Yeah, I think especially in spiritual communities, sometimes we have this idealism and this intention of being beyond these things. And the reality is they're so embedded that even with the people with the best intentions, if you are not actually dismantling these systems inside of yourself, you are supporting them. And when you're around other people who are harmed by supporting that system, but you can't see it, like that's when the harm gets done. That's when the really painful things that like keep our communities really isolated from one another.
But yeah, I feel if I want to be a part of community, one of the values is like, how do we address this?
Yeah.
And how do we talk about this?
Yeah.
And not ignoring it, because as soon as people say, hey, this is not an issue, I think that's the biggest issue. if I feel patronized, I cannot share that. And if I cannot share that, that part of us that's not going to be healed because part of us not feeling safe to show up. So like, for example, in Ista and Haydn Temple, like most of the facilitators are white. Yeah. And why is that? To me, how many people from other colors would like to participate in this? And why they are not participating?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the last 5 containers that I've been in, 3 of them, I just come in the middle of the circle and I said like, racism is something that we have to address.
How was it received?
I think like from brothers and sisters from the color, they come to me and they were like, thank you. Mm-hmm. Because they heard, they felt that they've been seen. Mm-hmm. And others, they were not really impressed or something. It's just like, okay, somebody said something.
Oh, I just became the problem. You know, that moment when you're like, if I lose my shit right now, will I just be dismissed?
Yeah.
Will everything that comes out of my mouth at this moment just be chalked up to being overly emotional or projecting something onto someone else?
And I felt like for a couple of times, like maybe this is my shit.
Yeah.
And I felt like maybe I am projecting this on the others. Mm-hmm. Till I heard that like somebody will come and tell me, hey, I'm actually cannot sit with you because my family is racist. Till I had like a exercise with somebody and they told me like, hey, you cannot come this close to me. And I was like, why? And they couldn't explain. And I could sense that in my chest. It's really like, I'm saying I'm really alert. I'm moving around and I feel it. And I had this experience that I don't want to tell people because I feel like this is something that I bring to them and this is not theirs. And we have to work on something more important because this is not as important. There is many brothers and sisters and colors that they feel ashamed. They feel minority. They don't feel safe to be in these containers. And I have many of them around me and I talk with them and they all tell me the same. If one person told me, I would say, okay, you don't feel safe. If 2 persons would have told me, I would say, okay, you feel that. But if 10 people tell me, is there something happening? And there is part of me that didn't want it to come here because felt like, why to bother others? I can deal with this.
A lot of people in these containers have very well-resourced nervous systems. You know, like they've got the money, they've got the support of a whole system behind them that gives them a different experience, that they cannot relate when people come with kinds of trauma that they're not used to, like they don't have themselves. Like these containers are great for us on the traumas that we share, but on the ones that we don't know, it's like, oh, that's you know, maybe you have some father issues.
He's more sensitive. Been stopped so many times by car.
Yeah, in Germany. Wow. Yeah, it's all the little things in life that make a huge difference in our day-to-day experience, and the emotional toil that we're all carrying is different because of the little things.
If nobody asked me something or nobody stopped me or doing something, I don't have to deal with anything. Just living my life. But imagine that you're walking and everybody is poking you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All day. Like, why are you poking me?
It's not just your problem. It's all of our problem.
It's a part of the bigger problem. This is something really big happening. Like, we need to change this. Like, if somebody gonna watch this video, like I would like to ask them, that question is like, what have I done around racism? Have I been in any workshop? Mm-hmm. How do I know if I'm racist or not? Mm-hmm. What have I done for it?
What we're doing, and not doing it from the savior point of view, not doing it because I need to do it for you, but doing it because I need to fucking do it for me. When you're like showing up as someone who's marginalized in some community and you get all this reflection like, oh, you haven't done enough work. Like, yeah, it feels icky.
And as you said, it feels really difficult for me to talk about it. I guess like it feels difficult. I felt it really the whole day on my chest. And
I so appreciate you like stepping into this and showing up And that takes so much effort in this world. And I feel it here. And I really, really want to just appreciate and how difficult this is. And also, yeah, how much I feel like I benefit from it. And thank you for doing this work, because I benefit.
And how we can heal this, because this is a big pain. And at least it's in my belly. Maybe it's other people's also.